and so many other things. So as you can see, this is a really big topic. We are touching on a lot of great information. You are currently watching the Fly Newbie Money channel, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. We are here Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you don't want to miss anything that we have, first we say you need to like, subscribe, and share, and comment, because we may have some answers for the questions that you have today. But to make sure that you never miss an episode, you want to make sure that you text Queens, QUEENS, to 87948, so that you'll get notice on when we live, and you also can always go back and watch the replay. So I don't want to take over the whole conversation, because I know that I deal with this every single day. But let's talk a little bit about money and credit. Now, Athena, you have already instructed us on how we can put some things aside for money. One thing I do want to talk to you about is 401k. Can 401k be used toward a home?
Yes, so a 401k can be used towards a home because there are certain exemptions that will allow you without penalty to pull money from your 401k, and first-time home ownership falls under one of those exemptions. Now, typically, we don't advise to take money out of your 401k because that is going to impact the money that you can have in the future. However, if it is for something like a home, and a home is going to be an investment for you, you're going to have appreciation that you gain from that home anyway, then under those circumstances, then yes, you can take out money from your 401k to afford a home. Another thing I want to keep people to keep in mind, because sometimes a big issue that we have in this country is being house poor, is trying to flex, is trying to keep up with the Joneses. Me as a single woman, I was like, actually, this is supposed to be my starter home. I was like, oh, I'm going to be here for 2-3 years and I'm going to get married, la, la, la. That did not happen. However, I am so glad I bought a home versus to speak to the single woman thing that we were talking about earlier. I had friends who didn't, because they were waiting on some guy, or they were waiting for them to get married. And then I live in Florida, so the prices just, went way, way up, especially post-pandemic. So I just want to say that you can find something that you can afford on your own by yourself. For people who are afraid, I find that especially when it comes to women, since I'm a women's wealth coach, we are afraid to do it on our own. And we have also been instructed to or have these visions of doing it with someone else. But I think a lot of women are waking up to the fact that if you're waiting on a man to do certain things, you might be a skeleton. So I think that's why the statistics are showing that single women are buying at twice the rate of single men, because women value security. And I think we're waking up to realize we can't really wait. However, when it comes to affordability of a home and credit and things of that nature, think of 20-30-3 rule. So ideally 20%, but I know that's kind of rough for people to do. But make sure that the home is less than 30% of your gross income, and the cost is less than 3% of what you take home every monthly, that payment, because that is going to keep you from feeling the stress and burden of trying to keep up with those payments. And financial stress definitely affects us more into our male counterparts, just because of our wiring and our hormones and stress and cortisol. So I want to also throw that out there.
Unmute myself. I got all excited about everything that you said. I started talking.
Also, I wanted to show something. Hold on 1 second. We're talking about credit. Yes. So for those of you who have might need to get a little hookup on the credit, I recommend this book by Carolyn Warren, How to Repair Your Credit Like the Pros. It goes through all kinds of credit scenarios, and She also gives sample letters for you to send to help repair some of your credit. I think it's around 13, 15 bucks on Amazon. Get this book.
Which really segues into this next segment that we are going to address. A lot of people are very curious about interest rates as well as credit, and I do want to make sure that we address that before we end for the day. Credit should never, ever hold you back. This is what I always tell my people. Most of the people come to me are afraid to even look at their credit. And this is my advice to you. Don't let that scare you. For one, I call that your starting point. You may not be where you want to be, but until we know where your starting point is, we can't get to the goal line. I do know there are a lot of lenders out there that will allow you to purchase with a 500 credit score. Do I advise that? I do not. And it's okay if it's all right for your financial wheelhouse, but you're going to be paying extra for so many other things when your credit score is lower. So I completely advise you to have at least a 620 so that you can have a better opportunity for interest rates, because the lower you are on your credit, the higher your interest rate is, because now you're being considered a high risk loan.